Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode 300! Wow, 300 episodes I've done for this particular review series, thus making it the second longest review series I have ever done since my reviews. Like, that's the thing. I would probably say, as of right now, there's been a few series behind it where they're actually considered to be like third or fourth longest. I'd say probably the third longest. I mean, there's some basically that's almost reached 200. I think that probably what could be the third longest is probably my Super Sentai videos. Yes. But 300, wow. The last series reached as far was My Comic Corner. And I think that was back in, it was like 2017, I think it was. I know it was a long time ago. But yeah, can you also believe the fact that I've been reviewing the series now for almost 6 years? 6 years. And this is one of those series that I did start reviewing it via bench watching it. Yes, I bench watched it because it was already on the air. It wasn't like, oh, I watched it from the beginning. I did have one commenter once basically question the fact by the episode number. I thought you were going to get to the Wano stuff. Despite the fact that I was viewing the Wano stuff in the video. Yes, the numbering is not for reviewing what episode number I'm on for the particular anime. It is due to how many episodes done for this particular view series. Because when I started off the series, I was reviewing each of the seasons individually per video. Yes, I was viewing 60 plus episodes per video. That was a time when I had more time to deal with. Because of my job, I can't do that anymore. And I've all since gone back and watched those episodes again. And I did. I have a really good re-review series that I've almost reached. Get this, I've almost reached 100 episodes for it so far, and only just recently we actually got to the episodes. Some of the episodes I've been reviewing for that one, where they finally got the stuff I started viewing this thing about 6 years ago, and now it finally gets to that point in time. And the most recent episode I got to recently, I think it only came out just a couple years ago. Yeah, just about 2 or 3 years ago it was. It's like fairly recent. But this one in particular, we're discussing. You probably think, wait, you're almost 3 minutes in, you have to discuss what episode you on? Well, basically, it's a milestone episode. What do you expect? This episode is discussing episode 1063, which is known as Hakke. The Lawless Dragon closes in on Luffy. Yeah, that is the name of this episode. Yeah, it looks like I forgot to update it from last week, but still. So this episode covers, get this, the entirety of chapter 1037. And I did look this up. Apparently, get this, we have 20 more episodes, 20 more chapters that has to be adapted for this very arc. Yes, 20 more. So, could we see possibly 20 straight episodes of Wano? 20 episodes of Wano? It's possible, yes. I did look at the release date for the chapter they adapted for this episode. It came out last year. And by the way, this is not surprising that the series does this. Where basically, like a year and a half after the chapter comes out, they adapt for the anime. Yeah, not surprising. They've been doing it since I've reviewing it. Like, it took even a while for it to get to. Get to when I start reviewing the manga. So this episode mostly there's a little bit of outside stuff. Let's talk about the outside now. The last bit of outside I'll talk about at the end of the episode. We have Reaper or Otaku, where she's basically riding something on a sky ship, basically flying lanterns, witnessing her father, and that's it. The only other cutaway thing, I will talk about that when I discuss the end of the episode, because it is something that it is explored. It's a little bit set up for something we explore a little bit in the current arc they have right now. So, then we have, right after that, we have the big, humongous continuation of the long-awaited continuation of the fight between Luffy and Kaido, which apparently has been happening off screen for about 5 episodes. Yes, after a long time waiting. So they fight for a while, and then he walks and kind of walks away for a bit to come back with a barrel of sake. He's like, "Oh, I'm just having fun." So he gets drunk, and Luffy has some time basically fighting him. And he does stick with him, and he tells him, "Don't sober me up." And they fight constantly the whole episode. And he's like, "Oh, you turned my son against me?" Despite the fact it's clearly a girl. And Luffy does not respond to the fact that he's actually a jerk. He probably deserved to have his son turned against him, but still. It's a really good fight. Meanwhile, at the end of the episode, we actually have it where we have a mention of the disbandment, but we cut the marriage joie. Yes. And the reason why we're communicating here, because we're getting close to wrapping up this particular arc, so I guess they figure, though, why not have a cutaway to this? And by the way, there's no intermission. This is basically, we're in Act 4 already. We're getting the final stretch right now. We're already in the final stretch, so they mentioned the whole thing up, like I mentioned, the whole thing of the spam of the 7 Warlord system. They mentioned what happened to King Cobra, which is something I'll bring up this episode here. And it's like, well, and of course, also meant to happen with the Revelation Army. Yes, they mentioned what happened with that too. So, which of course that gets explored here. So that's more of setup for that's explored in this very current arc right here. So I do appreciate the fact that the animators, they must have realized though, because the AKR is going right now. So why not have basically just set up for that? Because we had that for a long time, so why not? And then, of course, they had to basically with situation Wano. They still, to this day, want to capture Nico Robin, despite the fact Luffy does not want it to happen. And, of course, also, they contact the ships that are outside of Wano, which are government agents. And then the episode ends with they're confronted by the island of Zou, the home of the Minks. Why is this here? Why did he show up here at this point in time? He is here to set up he's pretty much here because we're getting close to ending this arc. And he does play a small role toward the end of this arc. This is, fun fact, this is the first time this island has been seen in present day, outside of flashbacks, since the titular arc where it first showed up in, because a lot of the time it showed up since the arc wrapped up, it has only showed up in flashbacks. Now we see here in present day, which is a great cliffhanger. And next week, Yamato will be back. It looks like we're also continuing to fight between where Big Mom's taking Law and Captain Kidd. Looks like also that Law's crew gonna get involved with this fight, which is gonna be interesting. Yep, but that's the episode nutshell. Next up, we have the review for chapter 1085, the death of Nefeltari Cobra. The cover image is basically Ryu's request, Frankie rooting the Suteros hatchlings as they crawl into the water. Great cover image. Thank you, Oda, for that. We pick up left up last time, where King Cobra is confronted by M, the de facto ruler of the world. And that's like two things I wish to say. One thing has to do with Cobra. Who are you? I know the name already. Verse 20. Do not seek the answer. I will not provide it. Yeah, and this person is sweating. But I can tell thee, though I wish to know. The name of D is the name of those who oppose us. Those who bubble up every corner of the world bearing D are nothing but empty husks, ignorant of their meaning. However, this recent development has its roots in Queen Lily's great mistake 800 years ago. Mistake. As does curiosity of scholars as does the curiosity of the scholars roaming after the void century. As does spy pirates seeking the Polygus for treasure, if not living mistaken that fateful day, those loathsome relics called poneglyphs would not have been scattered across the world. An unfortunate event in the past. And we also see the Cobra is basically sick. Which the past, as that's a potential explanation. Was liberation of the poneglyphs a simple mistake, or was it planned? Apparently, it looks like everybody's like all tighten up their hands. The answer question lies must be found in Lily's letter sent to Alabasta. But I've heard only thee speak of Queen Lily of Nefeltari dynasty. Why do you hide it from Mao? Tell Mao the proper name of the sender. Well, that says I will clearly not allow leaders from alive. If I told you a lie, would I escape the blow? The moment you saw the great Imu, your fate was sealed. That's the greatest name in the world. What was going on there? Something's very wrong. The letter was signed by the Queen of Bast 800 years ago. Her name was Nefertari D. Lily. Yes, she is one of these. And then Cobra shot. And of course, and then we have Saba coming in, using his fire fist. And it was like, where did that come from? Yeah, for some reason, Emu speaks an old English tongue for some reason. I would like to take you down all right here at last. I think it's diabolical truth, the truth pinnacle of the world. Mm-hmm. You're Luffy's brother. You would save me despite being revolutionary? Our enemies aren't the kings, it's the guys above you. How did Luffy know? He saved my life. Sounds like Luffy. You can escape your own. Too late for me to put me down. No, I'm save you. I realize something to tell you. You must not die here. So that mentions Luffy and Vivi. Luffy and Princess Vivi. Tell them we also bear the D. And Sabo's shocked to hear this. At last, we lead forward to Alabasta as a fluke. Both of you guys have D your name. You're right. I don't care what my name is. You want a D, Sabo? Sadibo. And of course, look like he's shot again. Like the poneglyphs. And he said something like covered by Grawa. Bear the dawn against the world. Nefertiti Lily. King Cobra. He got whacked. Yes, and Waffle is basically seeing all this. Yes, Waffle is seeing the death of potential enemy of his. Camp Cobra said, "Hey, that guy. Why that Lawless celebrated like that?" Truth. How government. The darkness of government. I didn't want to know. What was that? My life is over. It seems King Cobra, King Waffle are late. I'm just gonna word that they wish to proceed without them. And of course we see the leader of the conference, the one who's able to counterpart. I suppose Cobra's past speech left him tuckered out. He must be satisfied with the ruling on the 7 warlords. The special itinerary. As for independence of 4 nation alliance in North Blue. So Hoshi, the meeting will soon be finished. Let's go. Wait at the red port where those fools will come after you. What's the matter? I wish to goodbye to Princess leave before you leave. Where's she gone? Yep, and she's captured by CP0. Like, what do you think you're doing, kidnapping? Untie these ropes. Who ordered this? I'll tell the whole world what's happened here. Get 2 hours for your own good. What kidnappers let you go after a threat like that? Headstrong woman. Yes, Califas is here. The spy factory's on the run before this. Let me go to this one. Yugano is missing and someone's pet. So Hoshi safe? With someone else right now? Like an instant. I'm sure she's fine. Glad to hear it. The guys who whelped the Session who tried to the princess name themselves loud and proud. Now the square's in uproar. And over in the land of gods, Furojura helped the Revolutionary Army free the slaves. And Riku snapped and turned on him. There has been something else. And then Wapol comes in. Help me! I didn't see anything. Wapol! I don't know what. That's it. Clear away. What was that? That was King Wapol, right? Hey, wait a second. Maybe he's gone. Honey, I've been looking for you. Where you been? And who's over with you? Wapol, where you going? As far as I can see it, I'm taking it with you. They're eloping? Yeah, and she's sitting on Wapol's mouth for some reason. Yeah, why don't just Wapol just basically grab his wife while he's having Princess Vivi in his mouth? I would not be surprised. We're going to continue this for the next chapter that comes up next week. But this is a damn good chapter. I love it. I give this one a 10 out of 10. Yep. So yeah, that's it particularly. Next up is the Comic Corner. And it's on the I thought we had these here. Just do the Comic Corner, okay? Cool. Bye.